There was once a man called Ochi Mac Muigbadan, and he had 5 sons. And they were off one day, they were out hunting. And after a good day, they turned to go home. But on the way home, didn't they get lost? No matter what little boreen they went, they discovered they were going in the wrong direction. They went one way, then another, and they just couldn't find their way home at all. So it was getting dark now. So they decided they'd stay where they were for the night. They were fine, strong men, well used to being in the woods in the dark on their own. So they lit a fire, and they skinned what they'd caught, and they cooked it over the fire. And after filling their bellies with a fine meal, they got thirsty. So the youngest one, Fiachra, was told to go and get water from the well. So off he headed looking for the well. He heard the sound of water, and eventually he found it. But if he did, who was there before him? You've guessed it, the Cailleach. Every joint of her body, from the top of her head to the soles of her feet, were as black as coal. Her hair was a bristly mane like the tail of a wild horse. Her teeth were huge and green as the moss on an oak tree. Her eyes were dark and smoky. Her nose was pockmarked and pussy. Her midriff was bare, filthy, knotted and spotted. Her shins were gnarled and twisted and as broad as spades. She was Fásach, and the smell, rotten eggs wouldn't describe it. Well, he said. Well, she said. Are you the guardian of the well? I am, she said. Will you permit me to take some water? I will, she said, if you give me a kiss. Wiping the drool from her lips. Ugh, he said, I wouldn't kiss you if my life depended on it. And off he went, back to his brothers, until the last one was Neil, the youngest. He came to the well. The Cailleach was there waiting for him. Give me water, woman, he said. I will if you give me a kiss, she said. I'll do that and more, he said. And he did. And he lay down beside her. And afterwards, when it was all over, he looked at her. She was completely changed. She was magnificent from head to toe. Her skin was white and smooth. Her eyes were large and queenly. Her teeth were pearly. Her lips were red as rowan berries. You take many forms, woman, he said. What's your name? My name is Flaithulachas, sovereignty. Oh, he said. That's very interesting. Which would you rather, she said, me to be beautiful by day or Fásach, ugly by night, or the reverse, magnificent by night and ugly by day? Oh, that presented him with a dilemma. He would have given anything to go back to his brothers with this beautiful creature on his arm. Oh, the men would be jealous of him. But then the thought of having to sleep with that creature at night, oh. And then he thought, sure, at night all cats are grey. But then at the thought of waking up looking at her, he says, I don't know, I can't decide, you decide. Ha, she said, you have broken the spell. Vime fui yasa. I was under a spell to remain in this condition, neither one thing or another, until I met a man who knows the secret of what a woman wants. And you have discovered it. What a woman wants is choice. And because you have given me a choice, I'll be beautiful to you forever. And the seed of your seed will live in Ireland for many generations. And so it was. Neil, the youngest son, he became in history known as Neil Nay Gialach, Neil of the 9 hostages. And they do say that Niall of the Nine Hostages was the forefather of thousands and thousands of men who live in the northwest of Ireland to this very day.